down in the red clay under Friday night lights. Roaring V8s kicking up a storm in the night. Welded frames rattling, tires screaming, hold on tight. We live for the slide boys, that's our birthright. Cornbread man's grilling, got the ribs on the pit. The chasers wheeling deals, never gonna quit. Marine standing tall like he owns the whole track. Biscuit boys eating biscuits, got gravy on his back. Dirt report coming at you loud and clear. Talking slide jobs, wrecks, and racing gear. From the high banks to the flip-flop falls, we interview the kings of these southern walls. Slide them sideways, kick up that dust cloud high. Dirt track heroes riding under neon sky. Midnight rider howling, Hot Wheels burning rubber. Desi calling the shots, ain't no other. Hot Wheels spinning donuts.
All right, enjoying the song, but we got things to do, Dean.
That's right.
Welcome to the Dirt Report. I'm the Cornbread Man. This is Sir Chaser.
We got Marine in the house.
Marina's in the house for security, not on screen, but
Nope.
he guards the door.
Yeah, he does.
There may be some others that pop in. You never know if Biscuit Boy or Dusty or anybody will pop in, so that could happen. It's okay.
He's watching me over here, so he knows I'm in line.
Keep you in line.
Yeah.
Folks, we've got a special guest, Tim Norris, and I still have the friend. I was hired the same day at work. I don't know if you know Terry Norris at work.
I know. Yeah.
Do you know him? His dad worked there. So every time I see Tim Norris, I think of him. We've been friends forever, and now we have a new friend,
That's right.
and we're glad to have him. We thank you for Tim Norris being with us tonight
Thank you.
from north of the border, but racing hard up there in Canada.
Yeah.
We're going to find out all things about his racing, his career. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Rico aboard.
We take it as a high honor that people will give us some time,
That's right.
and we appreciate it very much. You're now part of our family. If
That's
we can
right.
help you in any way, if you ever want to pop in, just tell some things that's going on, or be on the show and just hang out with us.
That's right.
You're part of the family now. You can do that.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Well, I appreciate the invite, guys.
No problem. We always kind of just go back. I mean, you got to go back to kind of go forward, kind of bring it up to where you're at now. And we see the pictures of racing behind you. How did you get in this crazy thing called racing, and what did you start out as, and then kind of where you end up where you're at now, and what kind of racing you're doing now?
You know, I'm pretty old now, but it all started back when I was in high school, and all the country kids. So everybody had dirt bikes out around my area. And I had the worst dirt bike anybody ever had. And I whooped some serious butt against all the guys that had new stuff out here. So it was pretty cool. Met a couple of buddies through that. And they were all like, hey, we're going racing on the weekend. I didn't even know it existed. We had a supercross race up here in Toronto, and then an arena cross race in Hamilton that I went to. And I saw that, and I was like, man, I got to get involved with that stuff. So that, of all things, was 1988 when that started off.
Wow. Awesome.
Mama.
Ain't it nice when you can take something and you can beat people that, we were at a dirt track Friday night, and you watch some teams, they roll in. I mean, high rollers, high dollar. They're rolling in with some big boy stuff. Then you see the guy that's got I kind of root for the underdog. You see the guy that has like duct taped his number on the door, and he's got every dollar he's got invested, and he's just happy to race. I root for a guy like that. He don't always win, but when they start tearing up the big boys, I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a few guys up here that race at Osh Weekend Speedway on the dirt that are doing that right now.
So, she had some friends that kind of got you in it. Was there anybody else in your family that encouraged you along that way, or they just supported it and said, hey, we're glad you're doing something, let's get involved?
No, my parents were against motorcycles in the first for the first little while. They were a snowmobile family, had ridden snowmobiles forever up here. Motorcycles, we had some relatives on street bikes that got injured pretty bad, so that was kind of a no-no. But then the dirt bike side of things started to be, they went to the first Supercross with me because I couldn't drive yet or anything like that. So started out they thought it was pretty neat. A couple guys my dad ended up working with, their sons were involved in it. And they started talking back and forth, and then watched a couple races, and turned out to be something pretty cool. And that's pretty much how it started. My dad he'd never ridden a motorcycle, and he was a pro football player, and that was a Canadian pro football player up here. That was his deal. And if we were going to do it, we were going to do it right. So as right as we could do it up here, we did it.
That's amazing.
That's great.
Would you describe yourself? Because we ask a lot of people this, and different people, maybe they're just the way they're geared. Would you say you're an adrenaline junkie? Does that do something for you to race, and that you would, if you wasn't doing it, you'd miss it? I'm not saying reckless. I'm just saying adrenaline, pushing the envelope in a race. Is that something that hits a part of you that nothing else does but racing?
It's probably the happiest place that you go to when you're pushing right on that ragged edge of making everything work or making it fail and having some success with it. It's a really cool feeling. Growing up, I wasn't a drinker. I wasn't a smoker. I wasn't a drug user. My fun time was going to the races and doing that stuff.
That's great.
Yeah. You see a lot of people who race in all different levels. And many of them, not all maybe, but a lot of them say their happiest places when they're doing that, in the car, on the bike, whatever it is. They say that's where all the chaos and drama and whatever of the world, it's out. All I'm focused on is me and that race and that machine that I have, and locked in the happy place. Dale Earnhardt talked about it. He loved to be in the car, so I wonder about that. I've never done it. So for me, it's just interesting to see that side of it. I love racing. I've always watched it and been around it, but I've never raced anything. I don't think Dean has. He might have raced his tricycle when he was a kid, but we all did that and crashed out, I'm sure, and put our knees up pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, those are war wounds when you do have a wreck or something. Did you ever have a serious accident when you were doing the motorcycles? Did that ever happen for you? And your mom go, "I knew it was going to be bad,"
Yeah, I've broken 13 bones in a very short period of time, all separate incidents. A couple things I broke separate times. One of the pictures behind me on my right-hand shoulder here is a picture of me when I raced snowmobiles as well. And that was probably my biggest one when I wrecked everything in my knee and broke my femur on my left leg. So that was a pretty bad one. And to go along with that, I had already broken 2 bones in my ankle on my left leg, my left wrist, my left collarbone. So the left side of me is a little bit hurting, but now it works good because I turn left in my race car.
I love it. Kind of sounds like Evel Knievel, he broke like every bone slice or something, when it rained. You're like, oh, I want to just touch on something that you did before we get all the way up to what you're doing now. And I am absolutely fascinated. I would love for somebody to come on the snowmobile racing. I didn't even know it was really a thing because I'm not from there. I was born in Illinois, and I've been in the South my whole life. We don't see a heck of a lot of snow around here, but I think that is the coolest thing. I mean, I know even just going out riding, people go out for hours. But did you racing those? What's that like? I mean, that's a total different kind of racing, I would think. I mean, it's still racing, but what's that like to do that?
Well,
you're not on just a circle track, or you're going out, you're going trail. It's like Baja or something, right? I mean,
so there's two different. Yeah, there's 2 different types. Like up here, there's like cross country racing, which is long distance enduro, which would be kind of like your Grand National cross country stuff in the US for dirt bikes. And then they've got the snowcross stuff, which is a mix between a supercross event for dirt bikes and a outdoor national event for dirt bikes. So it's pretty cool. When I started doing that, it was just getting really big and really, really popular. There was still a ton of snow up here, and the weather was always nice for it. Travel is big because you have to head north. Like I'm north of Niagara Falls by about an hour-ish, and we're traveling like 11 hours to get to the tracks to race our snowmobiles. So it was really expensive, and you'd have to leave like Thursday morning to get there, to get prepped, get pitted, get all your stuff in, and then race on the weekend. So it was a great time in my life and a lot of fun. Actually, my wife took up racing with me at the time. She's never ridden a snowmobile in her life, and she's like, "Oh, this looks like fun. I should probably try that." So she did well. She finished in the top 5 in the Ontario Provincial Women's Series, the first year she'd ever even sat on a snowmobile. So it was pretty cool to see that. But for the most part, it is a ton of fun. Like, those snowmobiles have so much power. It's unbelievable. Like, you get an open sled at the time, like a 700cc triple pipe, triple carb sled was the thing to have. And they were just monsters. Like, they'd rip your shoulders out if you were careful.
Ah,
That's cool. Somebody we know had didn't do the racing, but they'd go on the long distance, just go exploring, with friends. It's kind of like down here, kind of like motorcyclists just going for a ride. They would do that on a snowmobile. So I just thought that's really cool that you had that, and you had the added bonus that your wife did it. And did she just do it the 1 year? Did she do it longer than that year?
We did it for a couple of years right before we got settled into a house and settled into kids and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's no such thing as leaving on Thursday to go racing anymore. That was like, hey, you better start working some overtime to start paying these bills.
yeah.
I understand. So what are you racing today? What is Tim doing today in his racing career?
So right now I'm racing what they're called Pro Challenge cars, and we run the Ontario Pro Challenge series. So they're a 3/4 scale asphalt, basically a scaled down version of a perimeter late model.
Okay. How many tracks do you normally, is there more than one that you're at, or like a circuit you're doing? So you are going to different tracks. How many of those, and how long does it take to get to those?
So most of the tracks are within 3-hour distance of our home base. So it's not too far. It's pretty close. It's easily run up. Like, we just raced at Sawable Speedway this past, Saturday. And it's about a 3-hour trek with our truck and trailer combo. It usually takes about 3.5 to 4 hours because it's not the fastest rig going there. But, we take 3 cars in the trailer, and up we go. We decided to stay over for that event. It was kind of nice to relax on the ride home the next day, because typically we were up and back on the same day. So makes for a heck of a long race day.
Well, sure. Yeah, it's a tough turnaround. How long have you had this car that you have now, the one you're racing? Is it fairly new or something that you bought off someone, or how did you get that? So
I got that when I was injured. It's a funny story. So when I was injured in my snowmobile racing deal, actually, of all things, when I got my worst injury was on one of those nice little scenic snowmobile trail ride things that you were talking about. Unfortunately, I was the victim of a 13-year-old boy ripping down the trail just out in the middle. We're heading for lunch on a Friday, and just going for a nice little rip down the trail. This little kid pulled out to pass his father, who he's learning to ride snowmobiles with, and he smoked me super hard, and he wrecked me pretty bad. It took a better part of 10 years and 7 surgeries to get that healed up.
Oh my goodness.
And it's still not 100%, but I'd say we're a solid 70% in most cases. So waiting on a knee replacement and some other things to happen here in the near future. But it is what it is. But the car that I'm driving now, when I was injured from that snowmobile accident, I couldn't do anything. My left leg was straight as an arrow. I was on crutches for 9 months the first year. Then I had a surgery. Then I was, I think it was 10.5 months on a straight leg and crutches again. So through that, I knew a guy at the local decal shop and some guys through the motocross industry that said, "Hey, you should come and hang out with us. We're running the CASCAR Super Series up here." And I was like, "Oh, what's the CASCAR Super Series?" Turns out it's the NASCAR Canadian Series now. Really cool cars, really cool stuff. And I was introduced to a guy named Don Thompson Jr. from his brother Dennis, who I've known for a long time. And they're like, "Hey, we're looking for a spotter. Would you be able to help us out?" And I said, "Sure. I've never done it in my life, but I'd be happy to help you out." Anyway, turns out Don was one heck of a wheel man, awesome mechanic, awesome crew. Like, the team was set up. the Fitzpatrick Motorsports guys. They were the top of the top. The home hardware sponsorship they had and everything up here was like top notch. They were the guys to beat every week. And I just stepped right into the spotter role for doing that. It was a pretty exciting time for sure. We went there and we won 5 straight seasons in a row. We won the Canadian Championship 5 years in a row with them.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And it kept you close to the sport, even though
Yeah.
you were recovering and surgeries and all that. So what was the gap from the accident till when you actually started racing again? Was it the 10 years or did you get back in a little sooner than that?
No, so I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So what happened was
Me neither.
I met a lot of great doctors and a lot of interesting people that told me, you know, you're never going to walk straight. You're never going to be able to play hockey again. You're never going to be able to race motorcycles, ride a bike. You're going to have to get an office job. You're going to have to do all these things. You're pretty much done. And I took that, you know, for about the first month. And then I started thinking to myself, you know what, there's no bloody way I'm going to let this happen to me. So I took to my physiotherapist appointments, which I was going to 5 days a week. I took a photo of my snowmobile and a photo of my x-rays, and I had it posted at the physiotherapy place. And that was my motivation. And I was bound and determined that I was racing snowmobiles the next year. So March 20th is when I got injured. And then the next November, I was back on the snowmobile. I had rods and pins and screws holding my leg all together and stuff like that. My mobility was terrible, but I said, you know what? I'm doing this. And, you know, what's that saying? What fails to kill you makes you stronger.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What fails to kill you makes you hurt a heck of a lot more later on in life. Let me tell you that. But anyway, we were determined to do it. We did it. And I raced a few more motocross races after that.
Wow.
Had a couple of, I had a great opportunity with Morgan Racing Suzuki up here and KTM Canada. I should thank those guys. They were fantastic to me. And then that led into the Suzuki ride where I just did arena crosses in the odd outdoor national. And I had, you know, my last national race, I finished 15th and an 18th for a 16th overall in our country. And I was working kind of full time, rehabbing half the time and just riding bikes for fun at that point. So it was pretty cool.
Hey.
Yeah, man, good for you. I always like those people. You know, I've seen that. You know, they tell you what you can't do for the rest of your life, and you say, "Oh, heck with that. We get one shot through this life." You know what? You know, I know you got to look out for some things, but if we all live, I mean, if we lived in a bubble, we'd never do anything.
That's right.
I mean, we have to do something, and I applaud you for that. And I want to say thanks for the like, Sophia Millar. I don't think maybe people they know you or just fans that have come along. Jason Robinson, thank you for that, and Barry, I know, thank you for the likes on the show. They're enjoying you being on tonight, and we appreciate that. And we have some different ones, and I'll try to make sure that there's no questions. Sometimes we'll get that, so I'm going to check real quick.
On your race car, what kind of tires do you run on it?
We're running Hoosiers on our race cars now. Hoosier Slicks, the F60.
Oh, great.
Nice. How much are those running now for you? I mean, we know the cost have went up.
I'm telling you, if my wife's listening, I'm not telling you. We're a lot of money.
I've heard it before. I've heard that before.
Yeah. They're between zero and way too much. How's that sound? No, a set of tires up here is a pro. Like we get hit pretty hard with stuff coming across the border from the U.S. So, like last year, they were $1,400 a set.
Oh my gosh!
God.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's a very, very expensive deal. It works out okay though, because everybody up here is kind of budget conscious a little bit, and they try to. We work on our setups to make our tires work better and work longer, but it's the biggest expense we have for sure.
Do you have some sponsors you'd like to mention that's on the car? We certainly
I certainly do. I got a couple sponsors that have been with me for a long, long time, a couple that have come and gone and back and forth. But my current primary sponsor is Levitt Machinery. and they are a forklift supplier and heavy equipment supplier for every industry you can think of up here in our country of Canada. So those guys, along with Hyundai Material Handling, have supported me for probably the last 5 seasons. And they've been a great group to represent. And, I would never be able to do it without those guys. I've got Nor Heat Treatment. That's our new series sponsor. I got their hat on. They came on board this year as our series sponsor. So they're helping us out that way. They're helping us out with the points fund, some of registration costs, and some other things like that. They help us out bringing it in, importing some product in from the U.S. as well. So hats off to those guys for helping us out. Tirecraft, Dundas, those guys have been with me since 1988 when I started. The same guy has helped me out since then for all my tire needs and anything that we need for the trucks, the trailers, the race cars. Anytime we have problems, they're there to help us out. And Brian there and his daughter Ashley have been really, really good to myself and my family over the years. So can't thank them enough. Brian's auction service, if you get a chance to ever want to see some cool stuff going through auction, take a look at those guys. He actually owns the car my daughter races and the trailer that we tow every week. So really big help that he's bringing to us and the series to allow us to get all our tools, all our equipment, all the tech stuff, everything there that needs to be there. So it's just a really good deal.
Absolutely. Shout out to all of them. Thank y'all so much for supporting Tim and racing in general and making sure, down here, one of the reasons we've had the racing show for a little over a year, we started the Dirt Report kind of in the gap between the NASCAR season, and we have absolutely loved it.
Oh, yes.
I was at a dirt track Friday night. We'll be attending some for the show and also just because I enjoy it. And the crowd was good. I was really pleased. A lot of cars. It was fantastic. We have had some closed down. What's it like for you in the series up there? What's attendance like? Are the tracks doing okay? Give us a sense of what you're seeing north of the border.
It's a struggle up here. Canadian motorsports has always been lagging behind a little bit from everything that's going on in the U.S. I will say they've closed a couple tracks here in the past couple seasons, and it's made car counts at other asphalt tracks a little better, but it still doesn't help because now travel's expensive. Cars and parts and pieces and fuel, everything is getting a little bit outrageous up here. There's always hardcore people that make it happen no matter what, and I would probably put myself in that situation. In that you do what you got to do to get to the racetracks. Now, up here, the dirt situation, Oshwegan Speedway, they're getting a ton of cars. They've got like a Thunder Stock division, the Bone Stock division or Pure Stock for all the 4-cylinder cars, and they've introduced sprint car racing here as well. So they've got the 360 sprint cars that run on occasion. They've got the crate sprints that run. They'll get around 120 to 130 cars a night at the start of the season. Like it is fantastic. And Glenn Stiers that owns that track has put a ton of effort, a ton of money into it. And it's a world-class facility. Like the whole place is paved and concrete and beautiful, except for the racetrack. So it's pretty cool. It's a big, wide racetrack as well. So the cars got tons of room to run. It's pretty cool. Now the racetrack that I work at Flamborough Speedway. I'm the race director there. So I'm a busy guy. Not only do I race my car, but I'm the race director at Flamborough Speedway. I've been that for 5 seasons now. And our car count this year is starting to pick up a little bit. The track owners there, John and Frank Caselli, those boys, they're a little bit on the older side, and they're doing what they can to keep it going. They're putting up great purse money for the Pro Late Model division. They're bringing in we brought in the ISMA Modifieds this year. That was a wicked show. And we've got a huge super late model race coming up on a Tuesday night. When the next day is a holiday for us, we have a Wednesday off. Nice Canadian thing to do, put a Wednesday holiday in the middle of the week. It's kind of goofy that's how it happens, but it's going to be a good show for that. And we race 6 times at Flamborough Speedway as well. So it's kind of nice. It's going to be a good year for them. The weather's been not that cooperative for the start. It's been a week on and a week of rainouts and a week on and a week of rainouts, but it's coming along pretty good.
Good. We've had 3 tracks in the general area to close in the last few years. One just recently. It was really refreshing to talk to the track owner. I was talking to his wife, who has all the information if you want it, because he was busy. So she gave us the lowdown and everything. They're doing really good. But one of the things that she said was, they wanted to buy the track, but somebody bought it in front of them. Well, they figured out just how much work goes into this. And the guy said, I can't keep up. So we ended up selling it to them. And she said they're not on race days. That's even longer. But every day they're there from 10 a.m. to 10 at night, just making sure, things are the way they should be. And they're growing. They're going into different kinds of racing and stuff. So that is awesome to hear. So a lot of cars, the crowds, what's the crowds like? Are they decent or not so decent, depending on, so there's a lot of variables, I understand.
Yeah, a big Canadian crowd would be 5,000 people for a big event here. Like a huge event would be 7,500 people. Flamborough Speedway holds, I'm told, 6,500 spectators on the grandstand side. And they've got a fairly large grandstand there for a third mile kind of track, right? That would be a good crowd. And I think for the ISMA show, I think they're saying we had, I don't know, it depends who you talk to, trying to find the real numbers. But it was, when I sit from where I'm sitting and I look out at the cars in the parking lot and I look at the lineup at the food booth and I look at the merch tables being busy, I know that it's a really good night. We actually had to delay the start of the event because there were so many people still trying to get into the racetrack. So for that side of things, it was great. It's not, like I said, it's small town short track racing up here. And it's a pretty cool deal. I know, like, you could probably say you'd have 1,500 to 2,000 people on a regular night. Mm-hmm. And then you could probably end up having, up to 6,000 for a good night.
That's great. What down here, and now I just can only gauge, and we've talked to several tracks, and we've been to some. Down here we can get a pit pass. It's about $35 or $40 depending on where you're at. Yeah. What kind of pricing is it to get in a track? Just give, you don't have to say which one. Just generally, what is somebody looking at if they wanted to get the whole enchilada, not just sit in the stands? What is that range like for a track there?
Well, that's the beautiful thing up here. Like, it's usually about $10 cheaper to go to the pit side, the grandstand side than it is the pit side. The pit side's always a little more money because we have a little bit more insurance. I'm learning a lot about insurance, and I'm learning that it's I should have been an insurance agent. That's what I'm learning. So maybe they were right about that office job I should have took. I should have been an insurance agent. But yeah, at the end of the day, the pit passes here are $45, $50 for the biggest event that we handle. And then literally you're walking up and you're talking with the drivers, you're talking with everybody. It's full access 100%. And it's that way at every racetrack here. So I would say we were saying a low end, it'd be $35, and on the high end, it'd be $50. And you're getting, 4 hours of entertainment out of that, maybe longer, because sometimes people stay there. Like, I've been kicking people out of the racetrack at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning saying, hey guys, I want to go to bed. So everybody get out.
Yeah, I understand.
What's that picture of that race car behind you? What is that?
The white car, that's my Ontario Pro Challenge car. Now, I apologize. You did ask me a question about that earlier. I've been lucky enough. I've been racing that same car in that same chassis since 2003.
Whoa.
Nice.
So it's a fiberglass body, but it's the same front clip, the same rear clip, the same center section, same rear end housing. And I've had a ton of success with that race car. It's been I won 2 races with it this weekend. It's been nice. A good, really good car for me. And that's kind of my baby. And it's as old as my kids are, pretty much. I got a 2002 son and a 2004 daughter. So it's right in the middle there. And my wife was like, really? You bought a race car when you had your first son? It's like, well, few tense moments around the kitchen table, let me tell you.
Oh yeah. Does it have a nickname? Does the car have a nickname?
The car doesn't, but every engine I have has a nickname. So we've got the engines seem to be the ones that get the nicknames. I should come up with a name for it, but it's, I always say the old girl's running good. So I guess that's the nickname for it.
Well, what number is it?
Yeah, what's your number?
That car number is number 88. So when I started in the Canadian Motorcycle Association in 1988, everybody was getting 3-digit numbers. And back then it was kind of a lottery system on what number you were able to get. And I was like, man, it'd be so cool because I was just a junior rider. I was a nobody. I was like, it'd be so cool if I could get a double-digit number. So we went down to the Canadian Motorcycle Association headquarters, which was a half hour from our house. Me and all my buddies from school, we went over there at lunchtime, knocked on their door, got in, and said, what numbers do you have available? We want to try and pick our numbers. So they said, do you have your $60 for registration? We're like, yes, we do. And 1988 was the first year I started racing. Number 88 was available. And I was like, well, that's what we're running. So it kind of worked out well. And that's been that number ever since, except for when I had to change them for my national rankings.
Nice. That's a good number. There's a lot of legend there in that.
Yes.
And you're making it even more legendary. Talk about safety with the car.
Right.
Let's talk about, I know that's a big deal. Cars are really safe these days at different levels. I think they do a great job. But tell us what, in that circuit, what is the big things for them and for you, safety-wise in the car?
So the cars that we run are basically a tube chassis right from the beginning. So it's a 2-inch main frame and an 1 3/4 overall tube size. So it's a really well-built car. And it's like a straight up race car. I mean, a lot of people up here, it's getting more popular because of cost effectiveness to get away from real race cars. But they're good. The fiberglass bodies are basically just a shell that's, we rivet them on, they rivet together, and we rivet them on with, like 12 rivets, hold the whole body on the car basically. And, steel bumpers front and back, crush zones that all their bumpers have kick ups in them so that when you do get hit and something happens, you fold things up rather than bend things completely out of place. We're just using mild steel. There's no exotic metals in them. There's no chromoly. Everybody's got the same car that we race. So everyone's got the exact same chassis. Everyone's chassis numbers documented. Everybody's engines are documented for top seal and bottom seal. Safety wise, we run a 5-point harness. It's mandatory. We make sure everybody's got Snell or SA approved helmets that are 20 and above. We check our seat belts. They have 5-point harnesses, have to be within a certain spec range. As everybody knows now, they got expiry dates on the belts. So that's a pretty easy target to pick on. Basically everybody has a Hans device. There's a couple guys wearing a little bit of a different style, not the name brand Hans, but something different. Fire extinguisher is mandatory, and kill switch that's right inside the window is mandatory as well for everybody.
Do some of the cars have suppression systems, fire suppression systems? Some people do that, and down here it's not mandatory, but some people choose to go that route. Do you see that as well?
Yeah, every one of my cars has a suppression system in them. They're not. The old CASCAR teams and NASCAR teams, I just go buy all their old stuff when it expires from them, and it's still perfectly good. So we put it in ours. I have a 10-pound suppression system. I've got lines that run to the motor, lines that run to my foot area or my foot box area for me, and one that runs to the fuel cell area. So they're, up here you can get expired stuff like that for, at the time, $250-ish. And I mean, whatever, it's not so bad. But our deal is you have to have minimum 2.5-pound fire extinguisher in the car. And 2.5 pounds isn't a whole heck of a lot, but it's enough to get you out of there quick if you're awake.
There you go. Yeah. And nobody wants to get burnt. What kind of things, when you go through getting the car, they're checking the car out, what kind of things are they gigging you for? If they may not but what kind of things are they looking for? Is that series looking at weight of the car or anything? Give us an idea of that when the cars are the techs are looking at them and everything.
Yeah, so our tech is driven, like I said, we're a Canadian Ontario local motorsports group up here, and we basically don't have employees. We take care of the series. We run the scales. We do all our tech ourselves. So we have two girls, one that I coach in hockey. Actually, she's helping. She's my daughter, one of my daughter's best friends. She helps out doing tech, and she's not afraid to tell anybody anything. So she's the perfect person for that job. And then we've got another girl that helps us out for volunteer hours for her high school. And between the two of them, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're looking for. It's our mandatories are the cars have to weigh 1,600 pounds at the end of the race. They have to be no more than 55% left side weight, and they can't be any lower than 3 inches to the ground. The wheelbase has to be somewhere around 81 to 82 or 83 inches, and the wheel width has to be 62 inches or less, no wider than 62. So we have all the tech tools to set that stuff up and check it really, really quickly. And every year, it's sad, but every year people get caught on weight. So everybody tries to play the fuel game, and I can run as low as possible, and I want to be 1,600 pounds, and that's exactly what I want to come in at the end of the night. But it's a really hard thing to judge based on caution laps. Anything could happen, and it just we don't. My team cars, like I run 4 cars out of my shop. And all of our cars, when we set them up, they're about 12 to 18 pounds heavy, depending on basically kind of depending on who the driver is. We got some real skinny drivers, and then we got some guys like me that aren't so skinny. So, I actually had on the scales this week, I had to add 5 pounds to the right side of my car. That's a sad day for me. So I'm going to start jogging some more. Well, who am I kidding? I'm not jogging anywhere. I might jog to the refrigerator. That's about it. But I'm going to start riding my bike a little bit more, and it's to start getting into summer shape here.
Yeah.
So all those things. We got body height measurements. We check engine seals, top and bottom. Everybody runs the same rear gear in those cars as well. So we run the Toyota 358 rear gear. So it's a super easy item to tech. We have 3 different batteries you can use in the cars. And that's it. I mean, there's a lot of, we tech safety stuff. We make sure like you can get DQ'd if your belts are out or if you don't have if your gloves aren't, you're not wearing gloves or you're not wearing shoes or whatever, we don't want to make sure that if something bad happens, you're going to be safe.
Yes.
And again, like everybody just takes care of tech on our own. So the top 3 go to tech right now for the first race of the year. And they kind of tech each other. So everybody sees what everybody's car is doing. It's pretty cool. So everybody knows, hey, and it's our scales are set up. We don't show overall cross weight percentages in wheel weights per tire. We just have them displaying left side weight and overall weight. And that's all anybody needs to see.
Is your trailers open or enclosed?
Some of our guys are running open trailers. I had an open trailer for probably the first 10 years, 15 years of running my car. I was a budget team. I was very fortunate enough. A good friend of mine followed me home in a rainstorm one night after a rain out. And he's like, man, you're the reigning series champion in that car. And you're out there driving home. Your car's getting soaked. You can't be doing that. So he said, we're going trailer shopping. And anyway, so I found a budget friendly trailer because even if somebody else's money, I want to make sure I'm responsible with it.
Yeah.
And got a beautiful trailer. Still have it to this day. We tow it around all over the place. It's awesome. Actually, my son is using that trailer now. So it holds our pit box, our tools, our parts, and in his car at the time. But you know what? Our cars are super light. 18-foot flatbed dual axle trailer is all you really need. And I mean, you can fix these cars with a screwdriver and a pair of pliers if you needed to, and the odd hammer. I mean, there's not a whole lot to them. it's pretty simple. There's like 10 different bolt sizes on the whole car, and there's only 6 different bolt sizes on the whole car. So it makes life a lot easier.
Have you ever crossed over the U.S. border and raced in the U.S., or you've just always been Canada?
Snowmobiles and motorcycles, yes. I used to run all the arena crosses in West Virginia and Ohio, and some in Pennsylvania and some in Michigan. Been to Chicago for an arena cross race there as well. But on the race car side of things, I've never been able to get across time-wise and back. It's just the tracks that our cars were racing at were like 10, 11 hours south. So it's just a bit too far to make it worthwhile. You drive past 150 racetracks to get to the one that you're going to go to, and you have a bad day. It's a long ride home. And the Canadian dollar isn't great. It's about $1.36 right now to buy $1.36 here to buy an American dollar. So that's you're almost at a 40% disadvantage on your money right out of the gate. So that's pretty tough.
I understand. Going back, and you mentioned kids racing. Flip that around. Now you're the parent. How did you feel about that? Were you all for it, or you and your wife? How did that go? That now you have the kids that are wanting to race.
Right.
How was that for you as a parent or as parents?
Yeah, actually, it wasn't even a discussion. It was my son. Like I had Lucas Oil was my sponsor for 10 years. They were
nice.
They were the only reason I'm still here doing racing cars. I'm going to be honest with you. Those guys helped me out so much. I can't thank them. That picture of that white car, if you look at the hood of that car, the Forrest Lucas, it's a funny story. He invited us all down to when I won my first championship. They invited us down to Indianapolis to watch the Colts game. And it was before the new stadium was open. So I think it was still the RCA Dome, not the Lucas Oil Stadium that they're in now. They were building it at that time. So we went down there, and I took that photo. It's a 24-inch by 30 photo. It's a pretty big photo. Took it down there, and I basically, he's like, "Oh, this is awesome. This is for me. Oh, thank you very much. We're going to put it up on the bar." And there's like Kenny Bernstein's picture there, and all these NASCAR guys and stuff. And I'm like, well, I just wanted you to sign it for me, and I'm going to take it home and put it in my shop. And he's like, I'll never understand you Canadian guys. You're so weird, right? So I said, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll get you sign this one. I'll send you another copy. So then he did that. So it was pretty cool experience. They had myself, my brother, one of my crew guys, and my dad got to go down and watching the Indianapolis Colts when Manning was there and stuff. It was pretty cool. So we were up in the box and in the booth with Forrest, his wife Charlotte, and everybody. Morgan was there, like the whole family. It was an awesome deal. And it was super cool for my dad because he used to play pro ball, and he got the opportunity now to be on that side of it. My dad did some TV broadcast stuff back in the day. Actually, the day I was born, my dad was at the Grey Cup, which is our Super Bowl up here. He was on TV doing the color announcing for it. It had to leave to come and see me be born. So that was a pretty cool deal. So we got him in there. They were doing their TV shows after the game and stuff. And the size of those guys, oh man, some of those footballers are huge. And got down on the field after and did a whole bunch of stuff there. It was a cool deal. So Forrest Lucas for sure. Those guys, I wouldn't be where I am without them. I still use their products. They don't sponsor me anymore. I go out of my way to buy their products for every vehicle that I have. Any oil that's in my shop, if anybody comes in, I'm asking them what kind of oil they're using, and they tell me something other than that, I'm like, get out of here with that crap, right? So we have some fun with it that way.
Yeah, there's just some good marketing, Lucas. How about sponsoring again?
Yeah.
Take care of a brother.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have a question. When do you find time to sleep with all the things that you're doing? You've got your hands on a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously you enjoy it. It's a passion. It's not a job per se. You love it, but how do you manage that work-life balance with all that you have going on?
I've got a really great job. I've got a really understanding boss that helps me out. Actually, I help him with his race car as well, so that kind of ties that little aspect of it in together. We met by chance at a racetrack. I had no idea who he was. He had no idea who I was. We just started talking, and it was raining, so we were under my tent talking about cars and having fun and whatever. And anyway, a couple weeks later, he ended up buying himself a car. So great job. I mean, I work 7 to 4 o'clock pretty much every Monday to Friday, and then Tuesday nights I'm over at the track trying to help them run their practice most Tuesday nights on their practice night, which is 3 till 6. So I get there barely in time, but kind of works out okay. And then Saturday nights, if I'm not racing my car, I'm the race director at Flamborough. I help out with a lot of their stuff. They've got a really good long-term staff there, so they're a pretty good, really good group of people to work with. They lack direction sometimes, so I help bring that piece to them a little bit. I'm not shy about telling anybody what I think needs to happen, and sometimes it works out great, sometimes it doesn't. So at the end of the day, between that, we mountain bike with the boys we try to go Mondays and Thursdays. That doesn't always work out. And then, man, hockey is, I play on 3 different hockey teams. So in the wintertime, I play Sunday morning league, I play Tuesday night, and I play Thursday night. My son plays a semi-pro hockey league, and he's all over the place on Friday nights and Saturday nights. So we put a lot of miles on traveling for him. My daughter, she and Jess, our tech girl, they both won back-to-back their second championships now for Ontario provincials for their U22 hockey teams. And so they're really good. So I'm at the rink probably on average 115 to 130 times a hockey season, just for bombing around for hockey stuff. So that part's like, race season's almost relaxing compared to what hockey is, to be honest with you.
Amazing. Who do you root for in the pros? Who's your team for NHL?
You know what? I don't really have a favorite NHL team, as crazy as that is. I love racing. I love hockey. I don't have a favorite race car driver, and I don't have a favorite hockey team. Mitch Marner has taken a beating up in the Toronto area, which is an hour and a bit from us here, when they got rid of him from the Toronto Maple Leafs. And my brother is a diehard Maple Leafs fan, and we razz him every year because it's been like 67 or something since they won. Like, nobody even remembers that they ever won it. But every year it's going to be better. We're going to do good. So then Marner leaves, goes to Vegas, and he scores the fastest hat trick in playoff hockey history on Saturday night. And everybody's like, "Are you kidding me? We got rid of the wrong guy." Yeah. So it's pretty fun. So I'm kind of, there's a couple of guys that I like Taylor Hall, and a couple of guys that are playing on the Hurricanes. I'd like them to win a cup. But then, you know what? I'd love to see Marner and those boys stick it to Toronto again, like Vegas did when they got rid of Kessel. So yeah. I think it's little weird things like that. That's the stuff. I'm more into the behind the scenes, interesting stuff with the players, and I root for the guys, not so much the teams.
Do you watch NASCAR?
You know what? I do a little bit. My problem is if it's a Sunday up here and I get a little bit of downtime, I call it nap car mostly. If I sit down and I'll have a cold beer or something, it's like out like a light for sure. And then it's like, something bad happens. I wake up and watch. It's like, okay, cool. If I sit still for too long, I'm asleep at that point. I'm pretty much wide open till I sleep. So
you have an amazing story, and when you ever slow down in your life, you should write a book.
Oh yeah.
Or get somebody to help you with it, because I'm sure we're only hearing bits and pieces of all these crazy stories and stuff, amazing stuff, and what we're hearing is amazing.
Right.
You should write a book. I think that would be, because you have overcame and all that stuff you're doing. You're still, you say maybe 70%, and you're pushing forward. That would be so encouraging to people who have been injured in some way, or maybe even war veterans or whatever, just to continue to push forward, live your life to the fullest. You are the embodiment of that, man. I applaud you for not taking the crap and kicking back at it and pushing yourself to live a life that you want to live, and not letting that define you. That is awesome, man. I got to give you applause on that, man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Maybe I'll send you some notes and you guys could be my publishers. There you go.
Yeah, well, we'll try, man.
Yeah.
We'll we're Southern. We have to put a few y'alls in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Y'all
I don't
can do
know how that
whatever
would
you
play.
need to do.
I don't know how it would play in Canada when I hear y'all, but I'm sure we sound very Tennessee twang.
I'll do it because I'm the director of communications. So
Yeah, you are the director of communications, so we'll put Dean right on that. So
There you go.
So, do you have an out plan? How many more years of racing? Or are you just going to race until somebody says that's it, or the wife says we're going to retire? What do you think?
Yeah,
I know
they always say with age you get a cage, right? So I'm in a race car now, so it's a lot safer. Like I haven't met any doctors since I started racing cars, so not any new doctors anyway. So that's a big plus. Oh, actually, I shouldn't say that. I should. Anyway, I won't get into my mountain bike issues, but that's a whole nother story. I try to have some fun with that, and met a few doctors from that one too, but nothing major, just little bones here and there, small stuff that heals in 6 to 8 weeks and back at it again. But as far as I don't really see an age deal. I mean, I can still go out and run well. I'm getting older. My vision's not as good. My reaction time's not as good. But it's like I'm not ancient by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
I can still go out and put down the fastest laps at a lot of the racetracks we go to.
Awesome.
So that's cool. Like I said, the more is when I stop winning and stop enjoying it, I think is when I'm gonna probably pack it in. I really enjoy it. It's great for my kids. Like it's a scary deal when you race against your own son and daughter on the racetrack. Like my daughter this weekend up at Sauble, she was, I don't know what the heck she was doing. She was fast, like really fast. She was ahead of me for probably, the whole race except for the last 2 laps. She was doing great right up until she was a little sideways. She was running the high side, and like if she was a dirt racer, she was on the cushion all day, just letting it rip, right? And anyway, so she ended up catching a piece of the fence and breaking an axle, riding the fence sideways and sliding across in front of me and the rest of the field into the infield. And she had a bit of a rough go. And that kind of stuff is like, oh, you know what? It's exciting that they're there. Didn't get hurt, no injuries, no worries.
Amen.
Get the car fixed up. We had just hit the fence a little too violently and put a little crack in one of the welds on the side of the frame. So it's like, you know what, we can't rest that. So she put it all back together. Her and my son put her car back together. I had to work on mine because I had my own issues that were going on. And you know what, piece of cake, right? You just keep going, you just keep doing what you always do. And she went out, took the green in the next one, and had to pull off because we weren't letting her race with that because we had some damage. We don't need any extra. But yeah, I don't see me retiring anytime soon. I mean, I've got a couple more championships in me. I'm a little disappointed. I finished second last year, and I think I should have won last year. My son beat me. My son's beaten me twice in the last 7 years. So it's pretty cool to have those guys, him and my daughter. My son, I think, won 4 races last year. I won 8, and my daughter won 5, I think, of them. So pretty cool that the whole family is successful. And it's even cooler is all 3 of us run slightly different setups on the race car because we don't have power steering or none of that fancy crap, right? We're old school. We can adjust caster and camber and all that stuff. But for the most part, it's like 8-inch wide slick is pretty powerful tire with lots of grip on such a light car. And at the end of the night, you got to work your tail off to make that thing work well.
What kind of gas do you use?
We run straight up pump gas, 91, 94 octane, whatever you can get your hands on.
Yeah.
Nothing. Our motors are basically they're an older motorcycle engine, Kawasaki ZX11 motorcycle engine, and they are just a street bike motor that's got a ton of power. It was the fastest production bike all through the 90s, and it's still a great motor today. We put bigger carburetors on them. We put bigger exhaust system through it, and we got a different ignition system that comes with it. But everybody runs the same, and the pump in the middle, which is the motor, is basically nothing tuned up. It's not relatively high compression ratio, so we don't need good gas. We don't use it.
Well, what's a price tag on it?
The gas, like what's it running now?
Oh, gas today, I think it was $1.68 a liter. So times that by 4 for your gallon, pretty much.
Gotcha.
And it's down right now. It's down. It was almost $2 a liter, not even 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
So it's getting expensive up here. You fill up a pickup truck here, it's over $200.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
We don't
It's
need to
not
complain
cool.
anymore down here, Dean.
No, we don't.
We got it really good.
Yeah.
Let me ask you: are race car drivers superstitious like other sports? Do you have a ritual that you don't want to break, or is there superstition?
Rare grain.
Most of us have our own little quirks that we got to work through on race day. Like I'm not a put my left leg in first guy, put my right leg in my suit first, or put the left glove on, right glove on. But I'm definitely on race day I'm a drill sergeant when it comes to doing stuff the right way, or what I think is the right way anyway. Yeah. And that is get to the track, get the cars out of the trailer, get them up on stands, check your tire pressures, check your fuel, do a quick go through of the car, run it over to tech once tech is set up, make sure everything is set up so that when we do our tech, it's after our races are done. So all our weights are post-race. So I make sure that when I get to the racetrack, I have 2 inches of fuel in my car. I run it over the scales, and it's like, okay, that's where we're going to run. I know exactly what my weights are. And then once I get done that, then I can kind of sit back and relax. And but it's a lot of work. Like 4-car team is a lot of work. And it's man, it can be trying at times when the crap hits the fan, as they say, like this week when everybody's looking for a cordless drill and who's got the rivet gun and who's got the rivet box. I need nuts and bolts. Who's got all this? And there's 4 cars all stripped apart and pieces hanging everywhere. It was a pretty cool deal. So we had to say, hey, let's just fix 1 car at a time here. Let's put all hands on deck and let's get through this. So it worked out good.
So no wearing the same underwear for 3 races in a row if you've won or anything like that.
No, I do have to wear black underwear on race day.
What?
Black underwear. That's a deal.
Do you wear green? Do you more peanut?
Yeah, a lot of people don't want green cars or anything. We hear that goes
no
way
green
back.
cars. Just black underwear and that's it. Like I don't know. I've been doing it so long. Maybe I am superstitious and I just don't know it anymore.
That's great, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Anything that we haven't covered? I know we've hit a wide range of topics, but you have so many interesting things for us to explore, and we're just loving it. Is there anything you want to share with people that be listening to this or watching it, friends, family, people that never met you? Is there anything you want to share before we get off here?
Yeah.
We've almost been on an hour. We did it. This is the time for you to do that. We want to give you that opportunity to give a shout out for something we didn't cover.
Cool. Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for inviting me, and it's awesome that you reached out and not knowing me from anybody, and great to meet you. Is great to see your faces and talk with you. And you know what? Anybody that wants to get involved in racing at any level, it doesn't matter if it's a pure stock car, a pro late model, a NASCAR team, whatever. Man, the people that are at the racetracks are really, really nice people. They're really open and really honest about everything they do, and they love help. So if you ever want to get involved with something, jump in and help. Go to your local racetrack. If you're a fan and you can't afford to go to your local racetrack because the prices are getting out of hand, go and talk to the owner of the track and tell them you go and work for them. Hey, do you need help with your cleanup crew? Do you need help at the front gate? Do you need help wherever? I'm the race director at Flamborough. My son runs the cleanup truck on the infield at Flamborough. My daughter used to work and run the concession stand there for years and years and years. So that's how we try to keep and stay involved. And then at the same time, it keeps the tracks, it keeps their operating costs down, keeps them happy. And then just try to have some fun that way. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Get out to the racetracks. Everybody, it's so much fun going on there. Get your pit pass. They're not a whole lot more money, and go and talk to people. You'll be amazed at how much more involved you are. Like you asked me who my favorite drivers are, my favorite teams are, and stuff like that for hockey and for NASCAR. But at the end of the day, like your favorite driver may be just the local guy that runs a Thunder car or a Bone Stock. and go over there and talk to them, and you get to meet them and have a beverage with them at the end of the night and get some pictures, jump in their car, sit in it, and have a good time.
We did that Friday night. And there were so many people we didn't get around to, and just fun. And then there's all those connections. They're just all connected. Racing is a community, and they're all connected. And you just find out that you know somebody that you didn't even know would be there. And it is fascinating. I mean, we're people, and we connect that way, and it's a great relationship build. It's a great advice about, there's always a need for helpers, and you can be around. That's a great thing. And I know down here, I mean, it takes a lot of people to get things moving, and there are some people on the payroll, but hey, it takes a lot of volunteers to do events, no matter really what the sport is. We do, they do the Ironman down here. It takes a lot of volunteers to move something like that, even with the money they have. So that is great advice. Thank you so much for being on. We thank you for giving us some of your precious time. I don't even know how you did it with all that you got going on. You're amazing. Thanks, and come back anytime. We mean that. And if your kids have got some merch, let us know. We'll buy some of the kids' merch. I didn't think you said you didn't have any, but if they've got some, send that to me back in an email. We'll buy a shirt, a hat, or something from them. Okay. Cool.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys, for the invite. Awesome meeting you. Thanks to everybody that's out there that's tuning in. Appreciate it.
And thanks, NC. NC has some great quips. We'll let you get out of here. We'll cover those. Take care, my friend.
Thank you.
And we'll see you around the racetrack, maybe.
Thanks, fellas.
All right. Very nice. Just an awesome. You see, I love just talking to people because they bring so many different things to the story, and it's their story, and that's what I want to do is just stay out of the way, just ask enough questions for them to share their life and what they're doing, and he just gets me excited talking about all the things, and really that overcoming part. I've known some people that have been really damaged through wrecks or military or whatever, and we all probably do. And, some people get really down, but find an outlet, push through it. And I love the Wounded Warrior programs and stuff like that they do for stuff like that, and whatever it is that you want to do, don't let anybody tell you no. I told you about my son, he had my oldest son who, right here, Jerry Wolf, and just stupid stuff they told us about him when he was first went to school. He was very shy. And all the things that the so-called experts said he won't never be able to do, he prove him a liar at every turn. And I said, well, I'm glad the parents don't give up. We stay behind our kids and we push them forward and help them all what we do. And he looks back on those stories now and he's like, Dad, I can't believe they thought that. And I said, yeah, if I had listened to them, you would have been sitting in a room, with full-time 24-hour care. You would have never became anything. Because that's what they told me, and I said, "You're crazy. You're a lunatic, and an involved parent." But people are told that themselves. Tim was told, "You're not going to be able to do this. You might as well hang that up," or however they put it. And he said, "No, I'm going to do it." Use that as a motivator to push forward, and I applaud him for that so very much.
My mom, even to this day, supports whatever I do.
Sure.
This podcast. I was in ROTC. I went on plane rides, helicopter rides. Whatever I do, my mom supports me.
Absolutely. That's what parents do, and it's, why would we not? I always envision myself as being an encourager, encouraging people. Right. And so I meet people all the time, and I always tell them, and I just lost my wife, as you know, it's a little over 6 weeks now. And it seems like it was yesterday, and in some ways it seems longer. There's, days are filled. There's a lot going on. These shows are a great therapy for me to not sit around and just think about, the loss. But my wife showed me a lot in her, last few months. She fought hard. She fought through, and she didn't take, when she lost her speech, she didn't say, well, that's it, I can't talk. She continued to try to speak. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we can understand that, sometimes we couldn't, but she was always trying. And I always told her, I said, don't ever give up. Keep going. I think it was the great Winston Churchill who said that, you just never give up. You have to fight through adversities in life. And, there's always going to be some obstacle in your way to tell you what you can or can't do or try to knock you down. And, when you've lived your life and you look back over it, you're going to see all those high points where they told you couldn't do something or it was impossible or you shouldn't do it or whatever. And you say, to heck with that. I don't live by those rules. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to do it. If I listen to everybody about a podcast, who was negative about it, I wouldn't be here tonight.
That's
You know
right.
what? I just refuse to listen to it. People that say, you can't do that, or why would you do that, or I'm sure it's, too much. Even when we were in the midst of, her health, I mean, she was supportive of all we were doing. There were times we spent more time, we did adjust schedules and stuff.
Right, yeah.
But, my wife would have kicked my butt if I had just sat down and said, can't do it, it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
You got to push through. Life is tough. And, but Tim, that's awesome. We'll take a quick song break, and then let's talk sports for a few minutes, Dean, if you got time.
Yes.
And we'll drop down, put some music on. We'll just about 3 or 4 minutes. And thank you, NC. When I get back, I'm going to talk about something else. You've always got the best quibs, and I love that. And I'm sorry I didn't get to them, but let me find. They should be close by. There's one right there. All right, we'll be right back. I love it. We're back, and Biscuit Boy is going to be joining us for a minute. If you did not see that interview, please go back and watch it. We'll be pushing that out. I wanted to go back, and I'm sorry, NC, he had some funny things, and we were running so fast. There was so much to kind of get in, but I like it. He said, I married a racing girl. Her idea of going topless is racing a convertible. I like that. I'm such a race fan. I once dated a girl named Camber. How much is gas if you're not the leader? Interesting. You'll know it was a bad race if he loves the track with brown. If he leaves the track with brown underwear, is this the knuckle up Norris that I've heard about on the Great Lakes circuits? No, not the Great Lakes. He only does north of the border.
Right.
But you know, I thought it was a great admission there that he did say, I guess I am a little superstitious.
Yeah.
He has to have the black underwear on.
That's right.
Some people might not care. I find that interesting. I don't know.
Well, black underwear does hide stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it might hide that racing streak that he gets.
Oh, Biscuit Boy, we're glad you're here. If you go back and listen to that, you'll be blessed.
Hey, did you get my text just now?
Brother, my phone is dead. I've been at the gym and I just got in, made some shrimp and zucchini. And now I've got my computer out. It was dead, so it's plugged in right now. I hope it doesn't.
How big a boy are ya?
Yeah, just how big a boy are you?
Well, I'm about 6 foot 170, somewhere around in there.
Be sure to join us every Saturday on it'll be on the Substack. It is behind the paywall, but our new show, we're 2 shows in. This will be show 3 coming up. Just how big a boy are you?
Hey, I got a friend of mine that said he would love to come on the show.
Okay.
Love to have him.
Saul is 6'9", 6'10", somewhere around in
told me
there.
about Saul.
Yeah, he's about
Yeah.
400 pounds. He's a big boy. He is a
We
big,
need to have him on then.
Yeah, I actually talked
definitely
to
need
him
to
this
have him
evening.
Nice.
Great.
Nice. Just remember, folks, we're in the contest through the month of June. All you have to do is go over to Substack, go to Southern Patriots podcast,
Well
and
worth it.
give a free subscribe, not a follow, a free. You can follow too, but a free subscribe. We're not making you pay for
Good
anything. You if your name is pulled, you will get the prize back, and then we'll draw 2 other names and give you step downs off of that. Really easy to do. So I'm gonna give you a secret. Not a lot have done it yet. It takes a while to get things off the ground. So right now, your odds of winning would be very, very good. So we've had some, but not a lot. So it takes a little while. People get stuck in their own little world.
Mhm.
But this is, you don't have to leave your platform, but you want to have Substack in the mix, so
Right.
because you want to see that programming that is not anywhere else that
That's right.
we're putting there.
Yep.
NC said he said $2 a liter. My first thought was, how much is if you're not the leader? Dude, you kill me, man.
That's
I
a good
love
question.
that. That is a great question.
It is.
NC is the greatest of questions. Well, let's talk a little sports. This is the SFP sports time frame,
That's right.
and if we look at some of the baseball, the Braves,
Baseball.
the Braves are still the best record. in
Yeah, they
baseball.
are.
And we'll look at that first because I want to.
The Braves usually come out strong.
Yeah, they do.
Well, they've had sometimes they did that. They've had sometimes they have not done that. But let's look at the
They are
standings as of right now with games going on. The Tampa Bay Rays started losing. You can see over here on this little area,
Yeah.
they're 3-7 over the last 10. And the Yankees have played better, so they've closed it up. They are in a dead heat right now in that division. Toronto was supposed to be the dog in this one, just running over everybody. They're not too far out, but the Braves just whooped up on them, so they're 7 out. Baltimore 8, and the poor old Red Sox 10.5.
Yeah.
Cleveland is leading in the Central. That was a 2-game lead. They've done very well over the White Sox Twins. Tigers are a great disappointment.
Yeah, they are.
And the Royals, the West, the Mariners, the Rangers, very tight. Athletics. I'm really proud of the Athletics. I think they played really well. This division's not played great. Around 500 ball, but they're all staying within range of each other except for the Angels. But the Astros a little lower there. But I'm proud of the Athletics. I thought they did a good job. There are those Braves.
Yeah.
45 wins on the season, 21 losses. They are 8-2 over their last 10. They are up a full 9.5 games on the Phillies. We just need a little bit. We need to get them over 10 games. That's going to be very disheartening for them to go 10 games over. But they're
That
not
is
in
true.
first straight.
Mhm.
The Nationals are 12. The Marlins usually would be considered the basement team
Right.
or the Nationals. They are 14 games out. The New York Mets,
That's a basement right there.
15 and a half games out. They are the second highest paid team. Their
Yeah, they
payroll
are.
is the second highest in all of baseball. Are you kidding me? Somebody's going to lose their job.
Yeah, they are.
Wow. In the Central, Milwaukee is up by 5 games on the Cardinals and the Pirates, Cubs, Reds. The Cubs, and you look at the records, they're not bad,
No, they ain't.
but Milwaukee has done better. So, but the Cubs are 34 and 32, not bad.
No, they ain't.
So if Milwaukee's a good team. They started out kind of rough,
They did.
but they got going again. And then them lowly Dodgers,
Hey, they're not lowly.
lowly.
No.
42 and 24. They're 6 and 4 over the last 10. Up by 7.5 on the Diamondbacks, 8 on the Padres, 15 over the Giants.
Yeah, I know it.
The Giants are toast right now,
Yeah, they are.
and the Rockies are even more toasty. So, but how's that for you? Leaving the Tennessee Vols, Vitale, going straight to the Giants as the coach,
Yeah.
and you
yeah.
start out the season 15 games out of first place. Not good. Not good. Looking at some scores for
Did you
today
see-
already.
Did you see that Georgia?
They are going to.
I need help fixing my sink.
They're going. They've advanced and will continue fighting in the college baseball
Yeah.
World Series.
Yes. Yes.
Of course, I seen them.
Yeah.
The Dogs. There were 12 out of 16 teams
Yeah, they
in
were.
that. There are not that many now. I
Right.
have to count. I don't remember how many. But but got to give the Dogs a lot of credit.
Yeah, you do.
Good stuff. The Mariners and the Orioles in the top of the third, no score. The Red Sox are losing by 1 to the Rays. The Rays need this game bad. The Yankees are up 2-0. See, they're already winning themselves.
Against who is it? The Indians, Yankees, and the Indians.
That says Guardians.
They're still the Indians.
I'm just messing with you. Yes, the Cleveland Indians are losing there to the
Right.
Yankees 2-0. The Phillies and the Blue Jays. That's a big matchup. Even though Toronto hasn't played that well, North Philly. Both teams need wins. I mean, they need wins right
Right.
now. So this will be a watch game for that. Astros Angels be coming up later.
The
All
Reds
these
and
the
the
Reds.
Padres.
Yeah. The Nationals are, they could push the Giants down further
That's
in
right.
the division.
That's right.
The Brewers and Athletics. So we go back to Sunday's games, and the Yankees just drilled.
Yeah, they did.
The Red Sox. Phillies did get a win,
Yeah.
but see the Braves pulled it out 3-2. Lopez is 3-1. Fuentes, they've had some injuries, but Fuentes gets the save. There is talk that the Braves may go after somebody by the trade deadline to bolster their
I heard
pitching
about
staff a little
that.
more.
Yeah.
There's a couple of options out there, and they probably need to do that. Honestly, they probably do. Blue Jays over the Orioles. The Tigers edged out the Mariners. The Marlins over the Rays. The Rays have stunk it up. Athletics over the Astros.
Right.
Good win for them.
Yeah, it was.
Royals over the Twins. 5-3 Cardinals over the Reds. Spank job by the Rangers
Yeah.
over those Indians. And another spank job, the Brewers over the Rockies 12-4. Diamondbacks over the Nationals 5-1. And then we see, these had some football scores Sunday.
Yeah, it is.
Angels 13, Dodgers 5, Dean.
I know.
I love that.
I knew
And the-
you would.
And the Mets got to win 7-3 over the Padres, and the Giants did win on Sunday 2-1. So big series. It's getting closer
Oh yeah.
to the midpoint as they go along. Let's see, we've got some of these teams are getting there. There's a few more games to go. We'll get to the All-Star and all of that. So, but how about it? Give it up for the Braves, man.
Yeah.
45 wins. They were
Yeah.
predicted to be third in
That's
that
right.
division.
That's
The
right.
Philly fan, I haven't forgot that dude's video where he was saying, you think you got to win, but by the end of the season, we'll be killing you.
Yeah.
Nobody knows your pitchers.
Right.
Well, dude, you're getting smoked right now.
That's
I
right.
wish I knew his name. I would call up to some sports radio station up there and I'd call that dude out. I would.
What's
You
his
know,
name?
I don't know his name, man. I need to go back and see if I can find that video.
No, we need to find out just how big a boy he is.
Exactly.
That's
He did
right.
the video from inside the stadium after the Braves had beat them. And he's
Yeah.
like, enjoy it, Braves fans, because by the end of the year, nobody's going to be able to see you for how far you're behind, and the Phillies will win it all.
Not big enough, huh?
Not big enough. So
Well,
you know what?
Some people's mouths are bigger than. Well, I'm not going to say that, but you know what I mean.
I've heard it before.
Don't bite off. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
I've heard that.
Hey, since Biscuit Boy missed a race, I just want to back up a little bit. And we mentioned it a little bit, but since you're here, just the overall blessing of going to I-75 racetrack Friday night. Paul, we had a great time.
Most definitely. That was the only thing that could have made it any better at all is if Chaser would have been with us.
If Chaser had been with us, we had Jared Wolf there, and two of my granddaughters were there.
Yep.
Scott, bless him, the 3-dub. And he took an impact there towards the end. He was doing so good.
Have you talked with him since the race?
No, but I do need to send him he won. Well, I did a post and he did a post. I've been reading his post.
Right.
And folks, if we need to put the link up for his YouTube. He does about a 30-minute show each week and puts it up on his YouTube after the races. But he, he just said, stuff that he can get fixed and move on, and something happened.
Something broke.
Something
broke. He was going into that corner.
Yeah.
Something broke. He slowed way down. Because that's what
the guy behind him was flying.
Yeah.
Lifted the car up off the track.
Yep.
And
sure
then
did.
But fortunately missed major damage. It wasn't too bad.
Those things are built pretty tough.
Yeah, well, he's pretty tough too.
Yeah, he is a tough boy.
He's a big old boy. He's tough you know what? He gets out. He was doing great. He was reeling in the leader. I mean,
he was.
Little bit by little bit. He was really he had come from fifth all the way up to second place.
And I mean, he was eating
them up.
Y'all be good. Now I'm off. I'll go with y'all.
Well, we're going to do it. It was really started out as a trip for me and my son, since the passing of his mom and my wife. Yeah. We were just trying to spend some time. Yeah. And Biscuit Boy wanted to go, and we're supposed to take his grandson. We got to go do it again. Yep. We'll be back up there. Folks, go up there and support them. It was a great turnout. But there was plenty of seats left. But great turnout. We got to eat some good old hot dog and stuff, fries and
hamburger. I'm gonna tell you what, that hamburger was pretty good for racetrack cuisine.
Yeah, man. And we're gonna have an interview soon with the track owner.
Yeah.
We worked on that while we were there. Talked to a lot of drivers.
Yeah, I need to give him a call.
Yeah, we need to follow up on that and get him in. We'll be going to Fort Payne, also Chatsworth in the next 3 to 4 weeks as well, if they have a Friday night race. But I think I looked at today. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think Chatsworth may be having a Friday race, so I got to look at that again. And
hey, I want to tell you what I'm excited about: the Sunday go-kart races they're going to start having.
Apparently, they had a pretty good turnout. They started it Sunday, and they had a pretty good turnout, from my understanding. So I think that's going really good. We need Dean out there in the go-kart. He needs to.
I'd love to see him out there driving.
I would do
it. But 65 acres there near Sweetwater, Tennessee. Get out there to the tracks. Great. It was just a fantastic night. Beautiful. The only person that didn't have a good night was that dude that wasn't at the track, but he took a run like a Dukes of Hazzard's liftoff in his SUV or truck or whatever it was. That some guy told us about.
Yeah, the guy that I was talking to that witnessed it said that he was at least 20 feet off the ground.
Dude took a ride, man, and walked away.
Yep.
Dude took a ride, man. Serious Duke's jump. Maybe Evel Knievel. I don't know. But it was a great time. And I want, again, can't say enough for Scott, his dad, and the kindness they showed us. My granddaughters loved it. I figured they'd be on their phones all the time. They really stay engaged in the race. And every time I looked at them, they were paying attention, So, and not that they didn't take time. We all did. But they were good. And let me say, the reason I brought this up, really, and I forgot about it in the last show, but the prayer that was prayed before that race.
That was an awesome
should be prayer. The model prayer for everywhere prayers are done.
Yep.
I mean, I wish I knew who that was. I'd like to shake his hand. He laid it all out there. I mean, basically, he gave salvation for his prayer, and I loved it. I loved it. And lifting up the Lord Jesus and talking about the need of the Savior and His precious blood.
We all need to do that. We all need to pray.
Absolutely. This guy just, man, I was amening before he got done.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. I thought there at the end he was going to go boogity, boogity, boogity. Amen.
I almost thought the same thing, dude. I thought he's going to do that. He's going to do that. Well, Dean's got some notes, and you know, we lost a legend for us Braves fans. We lost a legend. I loved watching him play. It's sad to see him go. I hope he was a Christian. I don't know.
Who's this?
I like to hope that he's there. Dean's going to tell you he's got some notes on a Brave we lost. It's been a week or so ago right now, or 2 weeks, something like that. I think. 2 weeks. So, Dean, take it away. Brought to you by the Ascending Group. If you need help with your finances, this man right here.
Hey, just contact us. You've got our email. You can contact Wolf Nation Network. You can contact me personally. You can contact Cornbread Man. You can contact Chaser. You can contact. There's a lot of contact points out there. But if you need help, we're here to help you, and we never charge our clients a penny.
You know, call me. I'll lead you to the right person.
There you go.
There you go.
He is the chaser. He'll chase it down.
Yes.
All right, Dean, go ahead, son.
Robert Bob Horner, born August 6th, 1957, Junction City, Kansas. Died May 26th, 2026, Irving, Texas. 68 years old.
That's young.
He was. Batted right, threw left. Professional debut, MLB, June 16th, 1978, Atlanta Braves. NPB, 1987, for the Yankees Swallows. Last appearance, NPB, 1987, for the Uconta Swallows. MLB, June 18th, 1988, St. Louis Cardinals. MLB standings, batting average, .277, home runs, 218, runs batted in, 685. NBB statistics, batting average, .327, home runs, 31, runs batted in, 73. The teams was Atlanta Braves, 78 to 86. Uconta Swallows, 87. St. Louis Cardinals, 88. Career highlights and awards, All-Star, in 82. NL Rookie of the Year, 78. Hit 4 home runs in 1 game. July 6th, 86. Golden Spikes Award, 1978. That was Robert Bob Horner.
Yeah, and he had a tremendous stroke. He was one of those guys that he didn't have a lot of play in his arms when he swung. It was compact, it was powerful, and barring injury, I really believe this guy would have hit 500 home runs. I'm telling you, he was a machine but he just couldn't overcome the injuries. Everybody liked him. He was a pretty good fielder, third.
He was consistent.
You know, and Dean, I've never been to the Japanese league. I would have been cool to go over and see that.
Yeah, it would have been.
But that was a way for Major League Baseball players, and has been for a long time, to extend their career.
Right.
Even NBA players. I mean, the European leagues and all that, you can make some real good money over there. So when it dries up here, you go there, and then sometimes you get an opportunity to come back, get healthy, you know, show what you can do there. And then sometimes, like he did, got to come back. But it really, the heyday was those first few years. He had an injury he just never really got over, and I think it affected his wrist, if I remember.
I think it did.
He just never really – it just was never right again. Did the best he could. But this guy was a basher, man.
He was.
He was a basher. And he had a 277 average. He wasn't a strikeout king. He did really good. So
he was in Japan twice, you know, in the minor league series.
Yeah. I remember that. I'd forgotten he played for the Swallows. That was kind of a team. I think Julio Franco and some others had went over there and played for a time, and then some of them came back and played in the MLB. Now we're seeing all these players that are coming from those leagues and coming and being stars in Major League Baseball. But it's a shame. Anybody that's from that era remembers, Horner, Murphy, Negro, all those, and there's many, many more.
Right.
But that's for me and my, I really started watching the Braves around 1974, 5, somewhere. And my dad always watched them. So when, I remember when, Murphy was playing catcher and it didn't work out. He'd throw the ball over the guy's head. Those were hard seasons, but they showed promise of what they could be. And it just didn't happen. But years later, they did get the championship.
Right.
And, but he was well liked. He was a really good guy. And prayers to his family and friends, fans. And, death is 100%. It wins.
That's right.
At some point with everybody.
Right.
And I do hope he was a believer. And I do hope he was a follower of Jesus Christ and was born again. And that's a guy, you talk about people you want to sit down and talk to.
Oh, yeah.
With eternity, there's no question. There's not even a thing called time. But you would have the ability to do that as much to your heart content. I would love to sit and listen to Horner talk about his Braves days. That would be a lot of fun. Thanks for doing that, Dean.
You're welcome.
Like I said, for a short time frame, he was almost as feared as anybody in the game for the home run. The guy had a great short. We need to pull some highlights.
Yeah.
I'll do them in a way we won't get gigged, and we'll show some home run highlights from him, and we'll see what we can get. Biscuit Boy's back.
Oh yeah.
Thought Howie took him out.
I did too.
Well, I had a couple things I need to do. It's raining out here. But
yeah, we've had a lot of rain lately. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain.
I'm tired of the rain. I'm sick of it.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah, folks, we're already into June. It won't be long. The football will be cranking up.
That's
looking forward to that. College and pro and all that.
Football time.
There's going to be a lot of.
In Georgia, not Tennessee. Georgia. Get that right, boy.
Well, both.
Boy.
I'm a Tennessee and a Georgia fan.
Tennessee.
I just am. You know why I'm a Tennessee fan, right?
No,
I'll tell you why I'm a Tennessee fan.
Well, you live in Tennessee.
No, when I was growing up, my dad's favorite football team was whoever was playing Tennessee. So I became a Tennessee fan. My dad hated them.
The rebellion of children and youth.
That's it.
Yeah, you hate them. I'll root for them.
I figured you might be a Hoosiers fan from Indiana.
Well, he probably wouldn't.
I was this year or this past year.
Well, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. And we're gonna do the All-Star panel this year. We won't do the whole of it because it'd be too hard, but we'll have picks this year. We're gonna keep up with our record of how we're doing for. We'll pick the SEC and we'll pick, maybe the top, the rest of the top 10 that's there, and then we'll pick some NFL.
We need to have a yearly parlay.
We'll see how everybody does as they're going through that, as well as me and Cook on the Thursday night show. We're going to talk fantasy football pro, and we're going to have our fantasy league. We're going to highlight, of which Dean's going to be a part this year. I love that.
Yes.
And I've got to get busy with that. I'm probably going to have to pay the bigger price. I meant to already have that paid for the year. I'll probably going to have to probably 20 more for me or 30. I forgot. Got busy. But we're going to highlight that during the Wolf Nation Sports on Thursdays, late.
Whoa, you busy? I didn't know you was busy.
Oh, yeah. Keeping you straight, man.
That's a full-time job.
Keeping up with Chaser, man.
That's right.
I got to keep up with it.
That is a full-time job.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how it is. I mean, he's a handful. Mom knows.
Every time I come by the office, you ain't doing nothing. You're sitting there.
It's all up here, Dean. It's all up here. He comes in and tracks dust into my office.
Yeah, that way I'm working.
Then I have to vacuum it up. So
Well,
I didn't vacuum it up for another day. I need to do that. It's about disappeared. People have tracked it back out, I guess. So I don't know. But there's the NBA is going on. The Knicks are doing good.
They are.
Those Knicks fans are about ready to explode.
Yeah, they are.
The Spurs came close. No cigar. They're down 2-0 still, or have they played another one? I can't remember.
They're playing another one.
Maybe I don't remember what the last one was. Let me look at
I
that.
heard they were shutting down the area because Trump was going to be
The
there.
president's coming,
Yeah,
and they didn't let them have their little party they wanted to have out front. So security is very, very tight.
Yes, it is.
And let me look here. So it is the next game. It is tonight.
Right. Yeah.
And so we will see how that goes. That is back in the Garden.
Right.
So it's a big game. The president will be there. Security will be very, very tight.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll just have to see. And it is still 2-0. The Knicks lead the series. Of course, you have to have 4 wins to win it. If they win this thing, there's going to be some cars burning. Bank on it.
Yeah.
Bank on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that,
I-
but they flip cars over and set them on fire. Stupid.
Stupid.
But it will happen.
Well,
It
they
will
need
happen.
to put some decoy cars out there,
Yeah, they do.
You know, something that they can burn.
Like PT Cruisers.
But hey, speaking of burning, right over here in my neck of the woods, Saturday, a fireworks trailer caught on fire on I-75.
Sure did.
And I mean, right down the road from the house here, and it was a fireworks show. Glad everybody's okay.
I am too, yeah.
But it shut the highway down both ways for quite a while.
Yeah, it did.
That was a sight to behold. If it had been dark, it would have been even better.
Oh,
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, but it was shooting. You could see it. It was shooting back into the woods and everything. I'm surprised that, well, fortunately, it's been really wet. So
Right.
we didn't have any fires.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
All right, folks, that's our show tonight. We thank you, Biscuit Boy, for joining.
Yeah.
And we'll get Dean out of here and Marine, and we've had a good time. We did.
Well,
we left one driver we didn't get the interview with, but we'll pick back up with him. We'll figure out what happened.
He said he had other commitments that came in hand.
Things happen, so we'll get him back in.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching, folks. We appreciate it. The Wolf Nation Network is on the move, and we want you to be a part of that. It's a lot of fun. We want you to have fun.
Come join us.
Come join us. Join the pack.
Join the pack, baby.
Dean, one last thing. Dean had a little problem with one of the videos about the pack. He did not like that LFO Warrior comment.
No, LFO Warriors stick together. No, I'm from Ridgeland.
Well,
I'm not no warrior.
Well,
I'm a Panther.
That
Panther.
didn't say that every wolf was a warrior. It just said that us warriors stick together.
Listen,
Do you feel a little insecure here, Dean? I mean,
it kind of sounds like it, but I don't know what I am. I went to so many different schools. I could be a Trojan. I could be what is Baylor called? Raiders. Red Raiders. McCauley, Hickson, Soddy Daisy for a while.
Rossville.
It's probably easier to say what schools I didn't go to. I didn't go to that crappy school over there in Chattanooga Valley. I forget what the name. It starts with an R. I can't remember the name.
Ridgeland. I think you're talking about Ridgeland.
No, I'm just joking. Ridgeland's a good school. Our good friend Miss Jenna Turnipseed is a coach, teacher.
I didn't know her. I know that name.
She's fairly new. She was running for Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's awesome.
Yeah. Her family is awesome. Her son, I believe, is getting into racing.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot. They're a busy family too. There are no flies on them.
No. Heard that.
But
nothing whatsoever.
Folks, don't forget to. We'll probably be back on with news and sports tonight. Wolf Nation. We'll see. Get the closing scores. Don't forget First Light. Don't forget First Light at 5:30 a.m. And a new show that may be debuting here this week, the Wolf Report at 12 noon. Knocking that idea around. Probably recorded, a lot of them, but the Wolf Report. So be looking for that. And as always, you can reach out to us if you would like to be a part of the First Light. And we are super excited about First Light.
Most definitely.
So we'll drop everybody down. We'll get out of here.
Don't forget, Saturday morning, 7 o'clock.
Saturday morning, 7 o'clock for the full hour. Then the Cornbread Man and Biscuit Boy morning show. Then we have that taped. Just how big a boy are you?
That's it.
I ain't big at all. That's what these two
Hey,
told me.
Come on.
Georgia Bubba and Uncle Jeff said you wasn't big at all.
You're going to be hearing from them within the week. Within the week. There's things
Who do you
they've got
think you
to say.
are, Hulk Hogan?
He wishes.
Yeah, he wishes. That's Biscuit Boy. Don't be
Right.
Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's dried up, man. Come on.
You look more like China than Hulk Hogan.
Say that again.
You look more like China. Remember China?
Oh yeah. China was a big old girl. She was, bless her heart. She was twisted up in the head, though. But
Yeah.
my goodness.
And yes, folks, we do have a wrestling show on the way too. So
Yeah, I
we
can't
got some
wait.
ideas that we want to do that. Trying to hook up with some old guys that've been doing it for a long time and see if we can't get some of them to come on the show. But we're working on it. We're working
Saw
on
a
it.
great biography today on the Ultimate Warrior. And
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Really good story.
Nice.
Really good story.
All right, folks. We'll see you when we see you. Thanks for watching.
God bless you.